It's time for today's travel and cruise industry news. With the latest from travel and cruises around the world, here's your host, chilliefalls.
Hey, good morning and welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast. I'm having issues with the audio. I'm still trying to get it, the echo off, at least in my ear. Are you guys hearing an echo? If somebody can tell me in the chat room, please. Does the audio sound okay? Because I can make it to go with that no echo there. Thank you, Tom. Well, it would be nice if I don't have to listen to it. And it's not giving me a way of turning the damn thing off. Oh, well. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead with it, and I'll just have to put, I wonder if I can, no, that's, I'm hearing it out of the computer, out of the second computer, but I'm not being able to. So what happens if we, I don't want to end the stream. Anyhow, okay. All right, so welcome to Travel and Cruise Industry Podcast on this Friday, August 29th, 2025. Coming to you from my studio in Forest, Virginia, right near Lynchburg. Brought to you by Will U.S., the owner of Scoot Around, and by Chillie's Cruises. So I really wanted to get this echo out of my ear, and it just isn't allowing me to do that, which I don't understand. Huh. It's really strange. That's the network. No. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna quit. I'm gonna quit messing with it and get on with the show. All right. So go over some headlines. Got a couple things to go over with you today as well. The lead story this morning is Carnival Firenze to reposition from California to Miami. The reason it's the lead story today, Amy and I were talking about this for several days. She kept hearing rumors about it, and I wasn't getting anything official. Well, it is official now. So we're going to talk about Carnival Firenze coming east and then how it's going to get here. Also this morning, Symphony of the Seas faces widespread toilet outage. Yuck. Margaritaville of the Sea adds a 3-night Bahamas getaway. The Norwegian Aqua begins Bermuda sailings. Also today, the Margaritaville Beachcomber. And let's see, what else do we have here? We got another story or two involved here. Extinction Rebellion targets P&O. Cruise industry sues Hawaii. And lots more. We got some weather. We got some other things to talk about here this morning. Today, folks, is National Chop Suey Day. Well, I love Chinese food. So, I could dig that. I like any Chinese food. I'm not the best in the world with the sticks, especially when you get down to trying to eat rice and noodles. I'm okay with the sticks with my sushi or like General Tso's chicken, but I'm just not good enough to just eat the rice and the soups, All right, this day in history, just to go along with it, chop suey was supposedly invented in New York City by the chef of visiting Chinese dignitary Li Hongzhang back in 1896. Chop suey's been around a while. All right, so good morning to everybody that's here today. Don't forget, smash that thumbs up button. If you're listening via the podcast, you can always access the podcast via my blog, which is accessadventure.net, or wherever you get your podcast from. Just search for travel and cruise industry news. And up pops the old fat guy. So last night, I talked to Eli, and she said to tell everybody hello. So I'll do that and say hello from Eli. She wasn't going to be here today because I got a day at sea and she's got to work. She leaves Virgin on the Scarlet Lady, that is, on, I believe it's the end of the month. And she'll be home for 7 weeks, I think it is. And then there'll be an announcement coming up on where she's going. The good thing about it, while she was there, she met a nice lady, talked last night before last. Then I talked to her last night, and she talked to her again after it's over with. Her name's Heather Chapman. She's from the UK. Wheelie Healthy. She is obviously an advocate, wheel user, but she's also a nutritionalist. She says that for somebody in a chair, you can't beat Virgin Voyages. I didn't know that because I haven't been on Virgin, so I'm going to have to do that. But anyway, hopefully we'll have Heather on the show one day real soon to talk both about her feelings about Virgin and also to talk about Wheelie Healthy and some of the facts and figures that she's put together about my community. So great find from Eli and Ali, and then her putting us together. We'll be talking with Heather here shortly and see if we can't set up a time to bring her in for all of us to meet. All right, so in the weather, there's nothing huge in the weather, folks. This is the Atlantic. You know, there is one system that's coming across what I call the trough. 0% chance over the next 48 hours of development, 30% chance over the next 7 days. We'll have to see. It's a tropical wave. It's going to come off the coast of Africa this weekend. Environmental conditions could support some slow development as we move into next week. All right, so in the Pacific, you know, it's been relatively calm after a brutal first start of the season. Well, there's a little more action now. The red X is the most likely thing to produce. It's well southwest of Baja, California. It's a broad area of low pressure located several hundred miles southwest of the southern tip of Baja, producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms. Conditions appear conducive for gradual development. A local depression, tropical depression, is likely to form this weekend or early next week. So, now, am I going to run out of power already? Anyway, 60% chance, 0% chance for the 48 hours, 60% over the next 7 days. The other system is very little chance of producing anything now, more in the near future. All right, so I'm going to get started with the news here after a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors. And I've got to take this off. There we go. All right, take a quick break from one of our fine network sponsors, and I'll be back with today's news. All right, guys, let's get started with today's news, and I'm going to go grab my power cord. I'm not entirely sure I've got enough power on the computer to last the whole show, so I'll be back in a half a second with you. But anyway, we'll get the first story up, which is on the Firenze.
Carnival Cruise Line has announced that Carnival Firenze will reposition from Long Beach to Miami in early 2027, marking the ship's first deployment on the U.S. East Coast. The move will include 3 special Carnival Journeys voyages as the Italian-style ship sails around South America. The 2027 voyages will take guests through the Chilean fjords, Cape Horn, Ushuaia, Montevideo, and Rio de Janeiro during Carnival season, before concluding in Miami, where the ship will homeport seasonally. Later in summer 2027, Carnival Firenze will reposition again, this time to New York, for a series of still-to-be-announced cruises. The deployment shift follows the ship's original circumnavigation of South America in 2024, when she first joined Carnival after transferring from Costa Cruises. The South America journeys we've opened to date truly stand out even among our already impressive lineup of Carnival Journeys cruises, said Christine Duffy, Carnival Cruise Line president, highlighting the unique mix of longer sailings and less frequented ports. Carnival Firenze's South America voyages, 2027, 15-day Long Beach to Santiago, Chile, January 4, 2027, calls in Mexico, Ecuador, and Peru. 14-day Santiago to Buenos Aires, January 19, 2027, includes Darwin Channel, Chilean fjords, Ushuaia, Puerto Madryn, and Montevideo. 16-day Buenos Aires to Miami, February 2, 2027, visits Brazil during Carnival, plus Grenada, Martinique, and Saint Martin. Once in Miami, Carnival Firenze will bring its fun Italian-style experience to new Caribbean itineraries before relocating to New York in summer 2027. Symphony of the Seas has faced another setback in 2025, this time involving a widespread toilet outage during its current 7-night Bahamas cruise that departed from Cape Liberty, New Jersey, on August 24. According to multiple passenger reports, much of the ship's plumbing system stopped working on embarkation day, leaving thousands of guests temporarily without functioning toilets. Almost the entire ship was without toilets, one passenger shared online, noting the outage began shortly after embarkation. Cruise ship plumbing relies on a sensitive vacuum system, and blockages can occur when guests flush items such as wet wipes or feminine products instead of the provided toilet paper. Passengers suggested the incident may have been caused by someone flushing a prohibited item. This is not the first issue for Symphony of the Seas in 2025. The ship has already experienced 3 broken windows, a reported Legionella case, and narrowly passed its most recent U.S. public health inspection in February. While Royal Caribbean has not released an official statement, past incidents suggest plumbing issues are often resolved quickly by onboard engineering teams. Still, the disruption adds to what has already been a challenging year for the 2018-launched Oasis-class vessel. Margaritaville at Sea is expanding its lineup with a new 3-night Bahamas Duos cruise, sailing round-trip from Port of Palm Beach aboard the Margaritaville Paradise. For the first time, the Jimmy Buffett-inspired cruise line will offer weekend voyages that visit 2 Bahamian ports, Nassau and Freeport. The new itineraries will operate on 5 consecutive Fridays in October 2025 to October 3, 10, 17, 24, and 31, returning on Monday mornings. The October sailings will also feature the line's special, Sail the Haunted Seas, Halloween theme, with the October 31st departure marking the festive finale. Alongside the new cruises, Margaritaville at Sea announced a Labor Day flash sale running through September 8. The deal offers 80% off cruise fares for the 2nd, 3rd, and 4th guests sharing the same stateroom, making it an affordable short-break getaway option. With its laid-back, island-inspired atmosphere, Margaritaville at Sea continues to build on its reputation for offering quick and festive escapes from South Florida. Margaritaville at Sea's 2-ship fleet is soon to become a 3-ship fleet, with the cruise line's planned purchase of a 3rd vessel from Costa Cruises. The ship, the 3,450-guest Costa Fortuna, will be renamed Margaritaville Beachcomber after the vessel joins the fleet in September 2026. Norwegian Aqua completed her first sailing from Manhattan to Bermuda, marking the start of a season of round-trip cruises to the island through October. Tri-state area passengers can enjoy 1 or 2 night overnight visits at the Royal Naval Dockyard. The ship will reposition to Miami in early October for a winter season in the Caribbean. For pricing and more information, email chillie@bookalaska.net. Environmental activists from Extinction Rebellion staged a protest against P&O Ventura as the ship attempted to dock in Rotterdam, temporarily delaying its arrival by more than 30 minutes. Around 15 demonstrators in small boats and canoes attempted to block the vessel's approach to the quay. Local police quickly intervened, clearing the Moss River channel and arresting 2 protesters. Despite the disruption, the ship docked safely and passenger operations proceeded without further incident. The Cruise Lines International Association is challenging Hawaii's new tax on cruise ships with a federal lawsuit. The lawsuit claims the new tax violates the U.S. Constitution as well as the First Amendment. CLIA is not against any and all taxes on cruise ships, but only on how this one is levied and how unfairly it targets cruise ships compared to hotels.
This is a room tour of the Intercontinental Boston room 550. It's an executive suite. We booked a junior suite, but she did some special arranging for us and moved us to this room. So when we walk in the door, we got a seating area and a nice desk workspace. Lots of room. And a little hallway. And on the right, we have a closet. And there's a safe in there. And to the left, we got a big tub. A window that opens into the bedroom. Decent vanity, and the shower is a little one. This is not an accessible room, but they did provide the shower stool there, and it has a separate wand, so hopefully Cindy will manage okay. And continue on. Nice king-size bed, nice size bedroom. The only thing she warned us is that this doesn't have a view. We have a view of the roof, but you can see in the distance there's Ken Lynn's favorite place. The Milk Bottle ice cream joint is just across the bridge. And, yeah, there's that building there is the Tea Party exhibit.
And that, of course, was the Hot Air Tom's review of the cabin that I just stuck in on the end of the news. All right, that's going to end the news portion of today's show. We got to stick in one little commercial. Don't forget, folks, ignore these dates. You've only got 2 more days while this works.
There's still plenty of summer left. Why not make the most of it with a new mobility device? Get out and enjoy the weather with the help of a scooter or electric wheelchair. 13% off on these mobility devices. Wheel Model F Folding Power Chair. Pride Jazzy Carbon Folding Electric Wheelchair. Pride iGo Folding Scooter. Shop online or call Scootaround at 1-844-664-7467. Use SRN 11137.
All the sales have been extended through the 31st, so that should apply also. All right, that's going to end the news portion of today's show. Let's go over in the chat room and see who's fussing at me. I wonder why that was on. I still haven't figured out where this echo's coming from. I obviously have my computer back, which I'm on my computer, the show. It's my backup computer that I've got the sound on, that it's not letting me turn the sound off. And I haven't figured that one out at all. So, I mean, the little icon, audio thing on it doesn't work for some reason. All right, let's see who's in the chat room. Elizabeth, that would be another Elizabeth. Elizabeth from Mac says hello. Bianca Rose says thanks. Otter Tom says hello. We're back on land, spending a few days in Boston. Unfortunately, they tried to go to the for the cheesesteaks that Hot Air Tom and I visited a couple times when we were there, and it's closed. Sorry to hear that. And of course, they're at the. I had downloaded the pictures, but I didn't get them back uploaded. They were at breakfast this morning, sat at my table, as Hot Air Tom calls it. Same table I sat at every day we were there for breakfast. That's a good buffet breakfast, too. A big fan of the Intercontinental Hotel. Hopefully, Chillie will play. Yes, the room video, the room was terrific. I agree. There's Kenneth. Good morning, Kenneth, up in Pennsylvania. Says, welcome back, Tom, after his sojourn in Greenland and Iceland and Canada. And they didn't want to keep him. Did you see the pictures of the statues? I did not load the statues back up. Talked Cindy into walking and no wind yesterday. Lots of sun. It was quite pleasant. Well, that beats the time when I walked through those statues. I love Boston. I also love Boston. But I tell you what, when we were there in January, it was cold. Hot Air says, oh, it's 11:01, the repair computer causing problems. No, it's the old computer, the one that I've been using while mine was getting repaired. I still got a screwed up mess. Anyway, the new computer is repaired and working fine. Now I got to turn the volume, the speaker off on the other one. I'm not sure how to do that. I'll work with that. Gretchen's with us out in Ohio. Says, where's Chillie? I'm here. Don't everybody get in a panic. Gary, older than dirt's with us. Says, welcome back, Tom. Same statues, just zoom maybe, and the grass median was more manicured. Hi, Gretchen and Gary. Otter Tom says, everybody's speaking back and forth. I saw there was an email from MCS about weekend specials. Got to remember to check on what might be good to pre-book. Maybe a laundry plan. I don't know. Joanne's with us. Says, happy Friday. Kenneth says, sounds good now. Thank you. Hot Air says no echo. Gretchen says no echo. Video and audio are good. Man, I tell you what, I'm glad it sounds good to you, because this is driving me ding dong crazy. Not only, I'm not hearing the back, the echo through the headset. I'm hearing it from the other computer. So I got to somehow turn the damn volume off or the speaker off. I'll have to work on that. Everybody's telling me no echo. There's Roger in Jacksonville. Just don't make mute the mic. Yeah. I didn't do that. Try FN plus F2. FN plus F. Yeah. No. Bob's with us. Have a safe holiday weekend. Jamin's here. Good morning, Jamin. Hot Air had General Tso's chicken on Silhouette in the main dining room. We had we had Chinese earlier in the week, and I had General Tso's chicken. We've got Amanda found a new place. Our favorite Chinese business went out. Our place went out of business, and we've been without one for a couple years. So Amanda found a new place that she liked, and so we've ordered it in a couple times now. Pretty good. It was nothing would ever come up with the place that we were so used to. Man, it was awesome. And they moved. I think they moved to Boston. They might be up there somewhere chasing Tom around with chopsticks. I don't know. Roger says tomorrow visiting hot pot sushi and Asian food. Awesome. Followed by OU football. Okay. Oh, that's right. This is football weekend. We'll be touring Fenway and eating at the Union Oyster House on September 8th. Fenway obviously is one of my favorite spots in the world. I have been running around Fenway Park since I was a little tot. The earliest thing I remember in my life, I was somewhere in the vicinity of 2, 3. My sister had a broken ankle, and she took me down to the bullpen at Fenway to get a pitcher by the name of Jack Hartzell to sign her cast. And that's the earliest thing I remember. Hot Air Tom, except when you were here, it was September, and that night was a bit wet as we walked to the dinner cruise. Well, yeah, that's right. Yeah. It was October, wasn't it? September. I don't know. Anyway, it was cold and wet. Gretchen says, hope to get a shirt at Cheers. I enjoyed going to Cheers. We had dinner, and I had a couple of adult beverages. I don't remember if Tom was drinking that day or not. I was driving and drinking because that was a pretty good hike all the way through from where we were staying all the way across the Commons to Cheers. That was a great day, though. I enjoyed the time we spent in Boston. Gretchen says, I made egg foo young yesterday. Doesn't that count? A shrimp egg foo young? Of course that counts. Yeah, we'll let that go. I love sesame chicken at our local place. I like both. I like General Tso's just because it has that little bit of extra spice that sesame normally doesn't have. And I know they could cook it the same way, but I like both. But I tend to order General Tso's most of the time. Fred had to see Fenway first thing booked. Well, it is anybody that likes baseball wants to go to Fenway once in their life, at least, to see the Green Monster. When you grew up around Fenway, at least for a couple of years as I was a kid, that's still a place you like to go back to. And that's always been a tie for me to Boston, although I like New England for a lot of other reasons, not to mention lobster rolls. But, I like Boston. So. Gary, man, that is a bit late. We leave on the 31st, I guess. Someday we will cross paths. Oh, that's what Hot Air Tom says. Gretchen, that's a bit late. I see what you're saying. I might have had a Sam Adams beer. I believe you're right, Hot Air Tom. You did have a Sam Adams beer there. I had, of course, some bourbon. Close to Tom, Gretchen says. Hey, Gretchen, are you going to go on the MSC cruise in February? Be great to meet you. It's a whole family. Same with Roger. Roger's working on it, I can tell you that. Gretchen says, I told Fred about it. If we go, it'd only be for one week. It'd be nice. Now we're going to have a nice little crowd, Gretchen. You ought to join us. The first week is Western. Second week is Eastern. The first week, February 7th, is probably the better of the 2 weeks as far as better ports. It's at Falmouth. Falmouth is, to me, the best of the Jamaica ports. Grand Cayman, which is great if the tenders allow me on. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. I've not been to Grand Cayman on MSC. I don't think so. I'm not sure how that works as far as the tendering there. And Cozumel. And then one Bahamas cause, I can remember if it's at the private island or Nassau. Then the Eastern week is two Bahamas and Puerto Plata. So the Western's a little better the first week, 7 to the 14th. I'm going to do both. Kenneth and I are going to do both. Hot Air Tom and Cindy are doing both. Hot Air Tom and Cindy, I think, is doing more than 2 weeks. And Gary's going to be there for both. I talked to him yesterday, day before yesterday. There's a neat space video narrated by Tom Hanks playing in Boston for the next few days. Not real close to the hotel, though. $39 per person for senior tickets. Well, Tom's hurt for money. He got to get some money. He's got Hot Air Tom. He's struggling. He only has 40-50 million in the bank. Gretchen says he's golfing today. I'll work on it over the weekend. All right. Give me a call, Gretchen. I'll hook you right up. If you don't have an MSC person already, I'll be happy to take care of it for you. So, all right, guys, that's going to do my echoed head up for the day. And I'll figure out why this damn thing is doing this. In the meantime, guys, that's going to wrap it up for the week. It's been kind of a crazy week. I'm not going anywhere this weekend. I've got a lot more sister duty because Amanda's gone for the weekend. And as much as Amanda does for my sister and Jean and me, I can't I can't complain. So I've got some extra sister duty. Kenneth asked Chillie, will Elizabeth be in Cozumel when we're there? I don't know yet. I know she's going to be back working, but I don't know how long the next contract is and when she'll be back home. So she was working on seeing if she can get an idea on the schedule. Of course, I just gave her, our schedule, Kenneth, last night. If she's in Cozumel, we'll be meeting for lunch and adult beverages. So yeah, that's a must. If you're with me, Cindy has met. No, not Tom Cindy, but Cindy Lee has met Eli before and has visited with her a couple times after I introduced him. So that's pretty cool. So anyway, all right, everybody, have a wonderful holiday weekend. I will do a show on Monday. Not counting on a whole lot of people being here, but I am going to do a show. I'm not going anywhere. So I'll be here and research things out. Still trying to get caught up from falling behind so far. But we'll see how that goes this weekend as well. And I'll try to get this thing, although the show went well today, except in my ear. So I got to fix that. All right, guys, that's going to wrap me up for the weekend. As always, stay safe, stay healthy. Think about cruising. And hopefully one day soon we'll all get together on the high seas. Have a fabulous holiday, a terrific Friday, and a great weekend. See you next time.
I regularly post videos on all facets of the travel and cruise industry. So if you like to keep up with the latest in cruise ships, ports of call, cruises themselves, Chillie chats, and travel and cruise industry news, just hit the little subscribe button in the lower right-hand corner. Hit the bell notification so you'll be notified when a new video is up or we go live. This video was produced by Chillie's Cruises.